Welcome to my Parterre Gardens. Today is Friday, May 24th, 2024. And you're looking at my parterre garden. There's 3 parterres. Off to the deck, we're looking at that's a hydrangea, snowflake, oak leaf hydrangea. A couple of bird's nest spruces. And bordering the deck are Nico blue hydrangeas with emerald green arborvitaes as a wall, so to speak. And these are my parterre gardens. Let's go take a walk. There's 3 parterres. And the first one is over here. I like Japanese maples. I'm not sure what the name of the red one is, but the one here in the front is called Orange Dream. And that's a lace cap hydrangea. And that's a Lutyens bench. And there's an oak leaf hydrangea called Alice, which I have quite a few of those. And another Japanese maple. This one's called Tekiyama. It's a purplish. This is one of my favorites. And we'll come back to the back gardens. This is parterre number 2. With peonies, irises, hostas, and the hosta's wide brim. Peonies and irises haven't flowered yet, but should be in the next couple of weeks. Another Japanese maple. The boxwoods are called Green Velvet. And it's my second go at boxwoods. These gardens were created about 15 years ago. And I started with 175 boxwoods of a different variety, winter gem. And a couple of years ago, they got boxwood blight. And needless to say, they all died. So I've replaced them with the Green Velvet, hoping that they'll do better this year and for many, many more years to come. My pond, germander, not in flower yet. Hostas are Francie. And just a quick pan around. The 2 plants and the pots on the side of the pond are actually dracaenas, and they're about 6 or 7 years old. They're not winter hardy, so I bring them in every winter, but they just keep getting bigger and bigger. More irises. That's a mountain laurel, which has not flowered this year. And irises. These are what were topiaries many, many years ago, and I'm pretty lax in pruning, so they've not been pruned. And here's one of my favorite trees. That's a dawn redwood, which I actually got about 15 years ago at St. Albans Nursery, which is now Ponderosa Garden Center in Eastham. And it's gotten pretty big. It's fantastic. It's definitely one of my favorite trees. Beautiful fall color. The foliage turns golden yellow. Really, really nice. Let's go take a look and see if the fish are active. On the side of the pathway here, I have 2 dwarf rhododendron Hostas are, again, Francie. And there's irises. That's a little mountain laurel. The irises are trying to come. Trying to flower. Let's see what the fish are up to. They're a little active. They're all goldfish. And that big one is original. He's about 15 years old. A lot of them are babies from the original fish, some of which have died. But, oh well. There's the first parterre we saw. And the pond. Peonies. And again, the irises. So this is my second parterre. And now we'll go to my third parterre. On the corner happens to be a quick fire hydrangea. Here's a quick look at the Nico Blue hydrangeas and the bird's nest spruces. It's kind of cool. So now another one of my favorite Japanese maples is called a Shiraz. It's got pink foliage, really, really pretty. And the rock just happens to be a glacial outcropping. And there's another one on the property, which we'll see in another video. One of my new Japanese maples from last year is called Ruby Lace, except the rabbits ate it this year, which is, I'm hoping that it comes back. We'll see, it's starting to come back, but, and that's a purple smoke tree, Catinus, purple smoke bush. And one of my favorite Japanese maples is a red sentinel. Yeah, it's spectacular. It was created by a guy in Connecticut. It's just so incredible. The red, it's a cherry red, which is just fantastic. Okay, so now we'll look at the back two beds, which also have a few Japanese maples. Hosta. These back two borders are lined with Stella d'Oro daylilies, a couple of evergreens. There's a Nellie Stevens back there, and I'm not sure what the name of these two Japanese maples are, but some of my favorites. There's also other daylilies in there. The rhododendron are called Capistrano, and they have the yellow flowers, which are really cool. That's an Itoa peony in the front, and that has an incredible yellow foliage, flowers. The backdrop are Leland cypress, and that's a weeping willow, which is seriously weeping. And we come upon the pathway to the labyrinth garden, which we'll see in another video, but these are some white azaleas, and bordering the pathway are red twig dogwoods, hollies, and at the entrance to the labyrinth is two weeping purple beech trees. And these are what I call when you go through them, it's the portal into the labyrinth, which will be in another video. Lots of hollies in here. And again, the white azaleas. Lots of irises in this bed. Another Japanese maple. This one is full moon. And some hollies and some cypress. And that's another one of my favorite trees, a crypsey. And this is another pathway, which is a woodland walk, which we'll see in another video, but it leads to eventually to the labyrinth. And that's it for today, for this particular video.